Welcome aboard, race fans, here to the 2020 Sony Cup Series Round of Michigan. Up front, though, Allen Family Racing Team, a 1-2 altogether. Ryan Griffin on the pole with Ryan Acosta on the outside row. Starting in second, you got John Ard in third, Jake Baskinger in fourth, and then you got Eric DeMax in fifth. The championship, though, heating up as the final range of races are starting to arise. Pace car is going to be off turn number 4, heading down pit road. Hometown hero Ryan Griffin, trying to represent the Michigan crowd, will lead us down to the green flag as we're underway here at Michigan. And a great start by Ryan Griffin off of turn number 2, but John Art is already going to put the pressure on that number 43. He's going to dive down on the inside. Eric DeMax willing to help the Nationwide car out. And in a turn number 3, it's a matter of what we will see grip-wise, into the inside or the outside. But Ryan Griffin looking to power his way up top. Jake Baskinger really threatened the needle, and Ryan Acosta just kissed the outside wall just a tad there. But the end of lap number 1 concludes. Ryan Griffin up front, Art to second, Jake Baskinger stuck in the middle in third, and look at Luke Martin trying to thread the needle in the middle groove as well. 3 wide racing already, Art up the hill, Eric DeMax also in the bottom of the racetrack, and already you can just see how cluttered this field can get here. 75 laps. We expect some pit stops to come in and play a big factor in this race. Jesse Turner powering his way to the outside. He's looking to the bottom underneath Ryan Acosta as well, right near the quarter panel. And Jesse Turner's looking to get a good hot streak in that Valvoline machine. Jesse Turner really high up in the consistency scale in recent time, trying to prove a statement, looking for that championship once again. DJ Curtis on the top side, Dylan Schwalberg up top, as well as Dejon Weeks' number 31, the Chevrolets. Also putting on a statement later this season, in the second half. They're trying to showcase the momentum that could happen in 2021. Baskinger, though, still on the middle groove there, as Luke Martin's going to drop down at the bottom. Really looks like the outside groove is the way to go. Matthew Rodriguez, though, now making it a 3-wide move to the inside of Acosta and easily breezing by Don. But Ryan Griffin, though, with that clean air, not having to worry about cars battling around him, looking to try and manage those tires as the run currently going on. There was a really close call coming into turn 1 on lap 4. Zachary Fitzwater and Julio Caesar rubbed fenders coming into the first corner, and you see the right side damage to that Bosch machine, and it really might come into play how much of an impact Fitzwater has. It's only lap 4 of the race though, but things could change within an instant. Turner now in the back bumper of Ryan Griffin, and now making a move to the inside. Matthew Rodriguez goes to the outside but slips up in the corner, and Acosta's going to take advantage and pounce on that 9 for the 3rd spot. DJ Curtis looking for the 5th position now, or really now in the 5th position, but looking for 4th. John Art trying to fend his ground off teammate Dejon Weeks, and Weeks, remember the migration over to CM Racing next year in terms of a full-time basis, so Weeks putting on a great impression, showcasing he's still got what it takes. And now Jesse Turner making a move down on the inside. Jesse Turner looks unstoppable in these past few races, and right now he's in the prime opportunity to try and take the lead away from Griffin, but Griffin holding its ground in the middle groove. Turner just not able to get the momentum off the corner or really get the power down. And Ryan Acosta, though, is going to be stuck on that outside groove. He's going to try and use that outside line to his advantage. I think a lot of drivers and crew chiefs are really taking notes here, despite it being early on in the going. Could we see the rubber really be a roll in terms of the bottom of the racetrack? We're going to have to wait and see, but a lot of drivers really utilizing that outside groove here. You've seen if you drive it in too hard, though, you will lose a ton of momentum. But if you can get there just right, nail those P's and Q's down, get into that traction, find that traction, you will prosper. You see Curtis sliding up the hill. John Art able to make a move down the bottom underneath DJ Curtis, and DJ Curtis has had a great amount of consistency in recent time. John Art looking to try and replicate the same thing. Hasn't been as flashy as a teammate of Luke Martin, but even so has been able to put up some great runs and was oh so close at winning Road America. He now is going to advance in front of DJ Curtis's number 8. Jeffrey Lynn washing up the hill. Look at Dylan Young though, huge head of steam off of 4, but Eric Burton's gonna think otherwise. He's gonna go all the way down to the inside to make it 3 wide for the 15th spot. But Burton not able to really get the power down coming into the corner. Lynn able to keep that car up top. James Shelley trying to battle it out with Cody Lamas and Dylan Schwallenberg, but Young not really liking his teammate go at it right there, and that really hindered the progress of both CBM cars. But you see there Jeffrey Lynn trying to find some momentum here with this Horizon Group Dodge, and him and Kyle Collins, and though Collins is suspended this week, you see the villain for today's race is Julio Cesar running in that 32nd spot. Zayden Davidson not having really a run he wanted to envision. There's Jack Halleck, Sean Hartwell, Zach Rogers qualified all the way at the back, did not have a great run, and that itself would be considered an understatement. But he's really looking to really turn the ante up for that Digital Storm machine. He's got to hope for some good pit stops in his favor with the TPR crew. Will Goss, there's Brandon Parsons, Hayden Klein, and Hannah Allen. But back up front, though, it's still Ryan Griffin leading the way here. The Clean Air seeming to be the way here, and that's going to be the dominating factor as it seems. Nobody's been able to really pass Ryan Griffin so far, so I think Turner and the others, they're playing it patient here, but you never know what could happen within these next couple of laps. Still a long ways to go here at Michigan. Luke Martin being extremely brave into turn 1, 3 wide. Into the corner, Curtis slides up the hill, and Martin's again gonna try and find the middle groove, but Dejon Weeks gets the outside line momentum, and Curtis is gonna lose out to both the 31 and the 0 here, and Curtis again gonna dive it deep into the corner. John Art still up top, but it looks like Curtis is going to lose out. Jake Baskinger still on the move, but Jesse Turner and Ryan Griffin going at it for the race lead. As Griffin's got the outside line momentum, he's going to lead the lap this time around, but Turner not giving up without a fight here, down to the inside into 1. Turner just diving it in deep into the corner. Griffin still holding his ground up top. Ryan Acosta though only a few tenths back, looking to close in on the two of them side by side down the back stretch. Turner though still holding his ground. He's got the nose ahead this time around into turn 3. Ryan Griffin though still swords it into the corner. Up the track goes Turner. Griffin slides up as well. Look at Matthew Rodriguez with another huge head of steam coming off of 4. Luke Martin's making it 3 wide in the back, but Turner not able to edge out Ryan Griffin for the time being, but Luke Martin getting extremely aggressive early on in this race here, and Turner still looking to the bottom of the track. John Art using the middle groove this time around, as Martin's going to try and shut the door on his teammate. Jesse Turner though now in the back bumper of Ryan Griffin once again. The AFRT cars though sandwiching that Lone Turner Performance car up there. Dejon Weeks and Matthew Rodriguez trying to find their individual grooves, and Jesse Turner holding his ground. Ryan Acosta up top. You see the couple lot of Chevys up there. Baskinger again going to make it 3 wide down the front stretch this time around. He's going to go to the inside of Matt Rod and Dejon Weeks alike. And Matt Rod's going to try and hold his ground in the middle. No, everybody giving each other some space pretty much abound. And Weeks now trying to crack into the top 5. Jesse Turner again just in that second spot. He's really waiting. He's experimenting with those lines. Luke Martin though going to file behind Weeks. Weeks now behind Matthew Rodriguez, who clears that 31 for the time being, but Turner, Dodd washes up the hill a little bit there, and that's going to allow Dejon Weeks and the others to catch him. As a result, as Weeks is able to actually get around Matthew Rodriguez here. Will he clear him on the front stretch? Will he merge in front of him? Yes, he will. So Dejon Weeks now inside the top 5 and looking to join in on the party. That 31 car looking very quick here, and with the move to CM next year could be quite an adventure for Dejon Weeks. There's Eric Burton back there, Dylan Schwalberg, Jeffrey Lynn. This is a big wad of cars that could contend for this win. Turner though now looking to the bottom once again. Griffin up the racetrack though, he slips off a 4, and now Jesse Turner with a huge advantage off the corner. Cody Lamas 3 wide in the back, but coming across the start finish line, Jesse Turner is going to lead the lap this time around, and Ryan Acosta is going to witness the action and watch the action come in front of him once again. Turner again trying to use that inside line to his advantage off of turn 2 though. Griffin still having the power down his Dodge, and Chris Dodd's going to try and help his teammate out, while Ryan Acosta is going to try and help Jesse Turner out, and for him in order to gain some spots. But look at Chris Dodd getting very daring into the corner, 3 wide between the teammates. Dodd slides up the hill almost into the back of Griffin, and Jesse Turner still going to have the nose ahead, but Dodd He is looking to maybe split the middle between the two of them, and Griffin barely eked out Turner that time around. But Jesse Turner's making that inside line work. Griffin still keeping his ground up top. Chris Dodd though trying to find the middle groove between the two of them, but not able to. But man, Jesse Turner able to lead some laps there, but not enough to get around Ryan Griffin. As you see Dejon Weeks now go up to the third spot. Dodd now looking to the inside of Griffin. Dejon Weeks up the racetrack once again, as Dodd's gonna slip back in line behind the 43, but Dejon Weeks has marched his way up to the third position in car number 31. Luke Martin though again making it 3 wide into turn 1, looking to see if he can make it stick. Ooh, not able to that time around. Jesse Turner though, will he be able to clear Ryan Acosta off of 2? Yes he will, and Jesse Turner get from first to fourth just like that. Had the lead momentarily, but is going to have to set him up once again. While the racing was all over the place, Vince Freeze would have his share of issues as his Avis machine would blow up during the run. And such a shame for Vince Freeze, was running in the 26th spot at the time, and with not many cars out of the race, or even really no cars out of the race, that's really going to drop him all the way down the order and most likely dead last. Weeks sailed into the corner way too hard, and look at the run Jesse Turner's going to have, utilizing that advantage, and Turner's now on the quarter panel of Dejon Weeks' Jolly Rancher machine. Into turn number 1, Turner's gonna dive it into the corner. Ryan Acosta trying to find some clean air in that Dodge, looking to follow Jesse Turner. That inside line looks like it's starting to come to life just a little bit here. It's a matter of how you really apply it to your own race car, but Turner though, with the advantage off of 2. Weeks though diving it into turn number 3. Luke Martin willing to join in on the fight as well, trying to get himself into the top 5 as Week washes up the hill. That 31 just not up, really tightening up off of turn number 4. Ryan Acosta though, again, kind of just stuck behind the 17 and the 31 alike. Turner definitely looking like the best car on the racetrack. Ryan Griffin though, on the other hand, looking the best car in clean air, but Turner's been able to manipulate his way around traffic and to make that inside line work. He looks like he might be able to clear Weeks off of 2, but Weeks though just had the outside line momentum down the backstretch, and Ryan Acosta though is going to commit to helping Turner as he's forced up to the bottom with Luke Martin right next to him. But Luke Martin though with a better corner than Weeks. Weeks drives it in too deep, and here comes Luke Martin in the charge here. That 0 car has been so consistent all year long. If the matter at hand is, can they find that elusive championship? And can CM Racing get their first championship here in the Sony Cup Series? The Chevrolets have lacked in the numbers, but the speed has been much more apparent this year, as Luke Martin looking to maybe clear Dejon Weeks there, but Weeks again really stubborn with that 0 car. He wants to defend the position. He knows he's got what it takes in terms of raw speed, and Weeks showcasing exceptional pace here tonight. And look at DJ Curtis, Cody Lamas, a couple of others reeling into the picture. Eric Burton's number 88 coming to life here with these guys all clogged up together. There's Curtis, there's Eric DeMax, Cody Lamas, Jake Baskinger, Jeffrey Lynn, Schwallenberg, and Shelley. We haven't talked about James Shelley much in this race, and he's looking to try and get a great result here, especially after a rocky few races for that number 71 here. DJ Curtis though, Eric DeMax, they're going to push each other. Really, the Rodriguez camp has been lacking in the speed and consistency in recent time, but they're looking to try and get a good resurgence here. Cody Lamas threading the needle there. He wants to make it 3 wide. And Eric DeMax though able to get an efficient corner off of turn 4. As a result, Lamas is going to have to find another day, but he gets around Acosta. As Acosta dropping back though, that inside line not really working for this 45 here, as he's getting closer and closer to dropping outside the top 10. But back up front though, Ryan Griffin there actually catching lap traffic. Looks like it's Joshua Michaels' number 93. So which way will Ryan Griffin go, left or right? Oh, they're not really going anywhere here, so Ryan Griffin kind of stuck behind the traffic here. Oh man, it's getting really close there as the 93 does move up out of the way, and that's going to allow Griffin and the others to advance by him without much of a hassle. But really, lap traffic will be also a fundamental variable in this race. Can you use them as a pick efficiently? Because if you get held up by lap traffic, it will hurt you quite a lot. But right now though, Ryan Griffin continuing to dominate here so far. With the speed they showed at Road America, Fisher Motorsports is not looking too hot. Jordan Fisher running in the 26th position and Zachary Fitzwater running in 28th. So dismal runs from the Fisher Motorsports car, so they really gotta pick up the pace here. Maybe hope for a yellow in order to make some finalized adjustments, but even so, this is very much an off day for the Fisher camp. Dodd again washing up the hill, and this time Weeks is gonna pounce on him. Cody Lamas looking to follow behind the 31, and Dejon Weeks up to the 3rd position. Can he put Dodd in front of him, or really behind him that is, and put him at bay? That's gonna be the big question. Weeks again dives it into turn number 1 on the inside, trying to cling it to the bottom, get those Goodyear tires up, and he's gonna be able to clear Dodd off of turn 2. Meanwhile, back there, Eric Burton, Matthew Rodriguez, Eric DeMax, and John Hart are going at it for the all-important 9th position. Eric Burton's having a great run so far. DeMax is going to dive it into the corner, but Eric Burton's going to put the power down in that Caterpillar machine, washes up the hill. DeMax gets stalled out as a result, and John Hart's going to take advantage. So a lot of great battles within the top 10 here at Michigan, and Jake Baskinger looking to make a move around DJ Curtis. Luke Martin not able to really find something around Cody Lamas, but Dodd now looking at the bottom of Dejon Weeks here, trying to repay the favor off of turn number 2. And Dodd still showcasing his car is pretty strong on that racetrack. Cody Lamas is going to commit to the inside. Martin's going to follow up top. Actually in the middle group there, Lamas had to check up quite a lot there. Dodd let off in the corner, and it caught Cody Lamas off guard, but now Jesse Turner once again going for the race lead. Can he find the momentum again into turn number 1 and make it stick this time? Is what Jesse Turner is trying to figure out in his own mind here. Into turn number 1, Turner dives it deep, trying to find those Goodyear tires up to life here, trying to find something out of that, and Luke Martin back there is making it 3 wide between his teammate and Chris Dodd. Cody Lamas in the middle this time, and DJ Curtis up top with Jake Baskinger. And Dejon Weeks is going to dive it into the corner. Lamas commits to the top side, and Curtis is right there. Slots in behind Lamas. And Jake Baskinger is going to follow in line behind the 8 car. Actually, no, he's not. He's actually going to follow behind. Dylan Young trying to fend the fort here for that 13th position. Look, the march of cars on back. Jeffrey Lynn, Ryan Acosta, D. Schwall, James Shelley, James Silverfox, Richard Johnson, and you also got Joseph Strigley's number 39 and Silverfox really sending it into the corner, finding that grip on that outside groove. Schwalbenberg now going to fall on the top side. Ryan Acosta is going to also commit to the middle groove here with Jeffrey Lynn stuck on the bottom, and you see Schwalbenberg, they're really just kind of struggling to find the pace compared to the front runners here, and that's how spread out this track is, and once tire wear kicks in, that also becomes a factor. Schwalbenberg now moves to the inside. Jeffrey Lynn, though, gonna try and shut the door. Schwalbenberg looks a little bit there to the inside, but decides not to. And into turn number 3, Acosta's gonna send it deep into the corner. Lynn has to check up. Silverfox able to get a free spot potentially on Dylan Schwalbenberg here, as Jeffrey Lynn still coming to the bottom. Shelley just not having the exceptional day that he expected from this 71 team. They really lacked the pace this weekend, and track position is key for a reason. Right now, this is not really the points thing that they want in terms of the championship fight. When you compare him to both Baskinger and Turner, this is really the worst car out of all of them, with, well, Rogers not running too well either, not looking too hot in the number 99 car. But in terms of those in championship contention, Shelley, they've really got to pick something up, as Richard Johnson now making a move underneath Dylan Schwalbenberg for the all-important 18th position. As it seems, Richard Johnson, remember, with some penalties at Road America, it's not really put him in a good light either. Him and Eric DeMax had a bit of a scuffle up here, so Richard Johnson really trying to clean things up for the Red Bull organizations. He moves around Dylan Schwalbenberg on the inside groove and easily overtake to take P17. Baskinger making a dive on DJ Curtis for the 4th position. A little bit of a slip up there, and oh man, he had to check up quite a lot, had to get off the gas. And look at Cody Lamas taking advantage there. Luke Martin got held up behind the Ford, and Cody Lamas looking to get himself into the top 5 once again. Jesse Turner trying to find a methodical way to get back towards the inside of Ryan Griffin's number 43, but Martin, we've seen that same trick before, trying to make it 3 wide, trying to make it stick, not able to off of turn number 2. And Chris Don's going to commit to the bottom, tandeming with Cody Lamas, then weaves to the outside groove. Eric the Max though sitting in that 9th spot, reeling in those 4 cars battling in front of him. Llama's having to back off the gas here, and look at Eric the Max committing himself to the top side as well. Eric Burton though running inside the top 10, though feeling the pressure from John R, but Eric the Max though trying to get himself a championship run once again. The momentum hasn't really been on his side in recent races, but this really could be a good rejuvenation for the Rodriguez Racing camp in terms of pace. Ryan Griffin coming in this time, he put the hand signal out and Jesse Turner had to react. And now Dejan Weeks and DJ Curtis are going to be on attack on Jesse Turner for the race lead. And now it's a 3-way battle of 2 Chevrolets against the lone Ford on top. But Jake Baskinger's going to try and spoil the party and help his teammate out. Luke Martin joining into the mix. And now it's a 5-car frenzy for the race lead. Don Lamas into Max also coming into the picture. And now Jesse Turner with the advantage off the corner. Dejan Weeks on the bottom. It looks like he's actually going to pit this time based on where they're oriented here. Weeks, actually no, they're not going to pit, so actually they're going to stay out another lap or so. So Ryan Griffin playing a brave game here. They're taking those 4 tires on an STP car. Been the fastest car, or one of the fastest cars today. Been good in clean air, but now the big question for Griffin is how can he manipulate his way around traffic? How would the dirty air affect the aerodynamics of that AFRT Dodge? That itself will be the variable. Jesse Turner though leading with teammate Baskinger in second. Luke Martin files in behind third. Baskinger making a move to the inside as they have caught lap traffic of Brandon Parsons and Hayden Klein. Baskinger though coming in this time. Chris Dodd in as well. Dejan Weeks following in behind. We got more takers behind them. There's Matthew Rodriguez, John Hart. They're looking for some late momentum. Dylan Young, Jeffrey Lynn, Silver Fox Johnson, Richard Johnson that is, and Joseph Strigley to name a couple of notables. There's Jordan Fisher down pit road finishing his stop. Jesse Turner though bottled behind the lap cars once again, and Luke Martin and the others are just right on his tail, looking to see if they can get Turner to make a mistake, and maybe pit road could be the beneficiary here. Oh, Parsons really checking up into turn 3, and that's gonna bottle up those behind him, but I believe they're also gonna pit as well. So DeMax, Lamas, Curtis, and Burton come in this time. So we're gonna see where Ryan Griffin will end up, so pay attention to the leaderboard on the left side of your screen. Jake Baskinger ahead of Dejan Weeks. Chris Dodd, can he beat Weeks off pit road? Yes, he will. Brilliant stop by the Hot Wheels machine. They put the nitrous on the pit stops for that Hot Wheels car. Jeff James, battling it out with Dylan Schwallenberg here. The cycle has not quite ended just yet. Jesse Turner and Luke Martin yet to pit. Will they come this time? They are looking to commit down here on lap number 47, so I think this should be the only stop this race has to offer. Luke Martin comes in, Turner comes in. There's Jeff James, Dylan Schwallenberg. Looks to be the 7 of Bobby Jones as well. And really this season's been quite wild with so many different name changes. It can be hard to differentiate sometimes. Where is Ryan Griffin on the track? He is ahead of Jake Baskinger, so that's good for the 43. They're going to be ahead of Eric DeMax, ahead of DJ Curtis. Jesse Turner looks to be nowhere inside. I think he's actually still having to pit, so we're waiting to see what Turner's stop is going to be, but we know that Ryan Griffin is ahead of Jake Baskinger. Eric DeMax, though, will be the 3rd car out. There's Curtis. He's going to lose out to Chris Dodd here. Dejan Weeks, though, he's going to have a full-on head of steam with those Goodyear tires up to temperature. He's going to breeze by that 8 car with these. There's Jeff James. There's Jesse Turner coming out. And, well, Ryan Griffin's long gone. He's on a whole different zip code with Jake Baskinger in hot pursuit. But Turner's going to lose out here. Eric DeMax is going to beat him. Dodd's going to beat him. Curtis is going to beat him. Weeks is going to beat him as well. There's Luke Martin coming out of his stall. So great stop by the CM car. The overcut worked for the IKEA machine. And Luke Martin has put himself into the 3rd position. But Ryan Griffin, though, flawless stop. The undercut working for that 43. Baskinger pitted a few laps later. So we're going to have to see the difference of tires, younger tires versus older tires in this race. And once the run winds down, as there's 3 wide right behind them trying to get around lap traffic, that's really going to be a big picture of how you can use your tires and how well the adjustments have gone into your favor. As the cycle has calmed down, it's Ryan Griffin in command with Jake Baskinger in the 2nd spot. The battle for 3rd heats up between Chris Dodd, Luke Martin, Weeks, Curtis, and DeMax, so all these guys are tucked under a blanket. And really, that 0 car has been really quick in this run. Don trying to find a move to the inside, checks up in the corner. Dejan Weeks full out of steam, almost got on the back of his teammate there. And Luke Martin got so lucky off of turn 4. Curtis is going to follow behind, so the Chevrolets team up against Chris Don. A trifecta of them just ganging around that Dodge Challenger. And Curtis now is going to look to the bottom of the racetrack to look for that 4th position on Dejan Weeks' Jolly Ranger car. Max commits up high though, he's running inside the top 10, great effort for him. Cody Lamas in the 8th position, John Arndt has climbed himself to 9th, and Matthew Rodriguez getting held up by Hayden Klein. Now in the 10th position, Jesse Turner has dropped all the way outside the top 10, but he could really close in on these guys. Look at that move, Rodriguez makes off of turn 4, brave move, splitting through Klein and Arndt abound. And actually is going to catapult him up past that 3 car with ease. But again, as we mentioned, Turner in 11th, as Eric Burton up to 12th, Silver Fox 13th. What a great run for this 77 team. They've really needed some great runs here and there. In terms of the owners' points battle, Ryan Acosta has been nowhere since the start of the race. Really dropped in that first half. Dylan Young 15th, Shelley all the way down 16th, Jeffrey Lynn 17th. Battling it out with Dylan Schwallenberg in that 20 car, Joseph Strigley and Richard Johnson, as well as James and Jones, all trying to cling onto the top 20, really battle it out for the top 20, as Rodriguez and Arndt trading blows here. Arndt's going to be able to edge out Rodriguez this time around, and looks like Arndt's got a really good car. CM Racing really picking up the ante with all 3 of their cars today, having a great week so far. DJ Curtis, though, trying to fend off Chris Don. Eric DeMax, though, going to fall to the top side, immediately weaves down to the bottom for a little bit, but thought better of it. But really, though, it's still Ryan Griffin and Jake Baskinger, but Baskinger this time putting the pressure on that number 43, but he hasn't really been able to make a move so far. But let's see what Baskinger could do. Trouble for Hannah Allen's number 03 car. Her car is losing power in that Dollar General machine. And although the run wasn't really fantastic for their standards, even so, being in the race was a huge feat in itself. But even so, with some issues on the track for the 03, that is not going to be a great result for them. Luke Martin and the gang have caught lap traffic. Martin getting around Zayden Davidson, while the rest of the field behind him trying to get around Joshua Michaels. In car number 93, there's Dejan Weeks weaving down the bottom. Curtis stuck in the middle. And that run really gonna stall out here, because here comes Eric DeMax down the bottom of the racetrack, looking to take that free spot away. That is for the 6th position. And Curtis is gonna lose out. Cody Lamas also losing out as a result. So he's really gonna get by both Curtis Racing cars in turn number 1. So effective move by Eric DeMax, while Joshua Michaels still gonna remain up high on the racetrack. There's John Arndt and Matthew Rodriguez going at it. Arndt shoving the door down on Matthew Rodriguez there. Here comes Jesse Turner up top. He's going to have a full-on head of steam, and look at the run. He's going to get off of turn 4 and down the front stretch. Turner able to really reel in the top 10 as a result. You see all these drivers struggling to get around the lap traffic here. The Hero Motorsports cars really struggling out there with Sean Harple and Zayden Davidson, as Chris Dodd getting around both the 27 and the 13 off turn 2. The Max and Curtis are going to try and follow in line, with Cody Lamas not too far in the clutches, as he's now going to try and go through the middle of the racetrack. Curtis has to check up, and Lamas is going to weave by his teammate easily off of turn number 4. Turner trying to get around Arndt, and Lamas on the move back down to the bottom of the racetrack. The Max gives way to the top side, and Cody Lamas now trying to put himself into the top 5 here underneath Eric DeMax, while Chris Dondo trying to run off. Ooh, these drivers just scattering all over. Curtis losing more ground there as Turner goes through the middle. Rodriguez up top, and John Arndt also on the top side as well. And there you see Eric Burton in the distance there. He could close in with lap traffic playing into the hands for him. John Arndt, ooh, pressing the issue. Davidson slides up the hill. Matthew Rodriguez, though, holds his ground in the middle. John Arndt's going to try and tandem with that 9 car alike. And it looks like Arndt going to be able to beat him out coming into turn number 1. Turner's going to lose out. And Matthew Rodriguez, oh man, Lamas actually used Harple as a pick to hold up Matthew Rodriguez there in the 9. And that's really going to stall the run off of turn 2. And Lamas able to run away from Sean Harple's number 27 car. But Curtis still getting held up by Zayden Davidson. Turner getting into the top 10 as a result. Curtis though gonna try and fight back. He wants to put himself still into that top 10, trying to keep that consistency going. And he's still gonna cling himself towards the middle group. He's gonna edge out ahead of Turner just barely that time around. And as a result though, really these lap traffic really coming into play, getting that dirty air in for these race cars, making the cars tighter in the corner. And now you see Dejon Weeks making a move underneath Luke Martin for that third position. Jake Baskinger has taken the lead away from Ryan Griffin. We're gonna have to see how that happened, but Jake Baskinger probably using lap traffic as a pick, so just like that, a lead change on the track here late in the going, and Ryan Griffin is going to have to respond back in order to catch that number 97. Here's how Ryan Griffin lost out. He went down to the bottom of the racetrack trying to get around Will Goss, but Jake Baskinger just played it patient, went to the top side, and easily got past Ryan Griffin off of turn number 4, and you see that front stretch momentum, he's just going to get down the stretch. And just like that, Jake Baskinger with an easy overtake, using Will Goss as a pick. And just like that, car number 97 in the lead, and Turner Performance Racing looking like they're on a good hot streak this season, with all 3 of their cars, or 4 of their cars, having some etches of success. Though Rogers has been struggling, as well as Shelley. We've seen the speed from Baskinger and Turner in this race, but right now, Jake Baskinger up to the point. Ryan Griffin is not giving up without a fight. Look at the line he got into turn number 1, a wider arc into the corner, and Baskinger's gonna have to try and defend, but look at the run Griffin got on the outside. He's gonna be right next to them, side by side for the lead. Coming into turn number 3, Baskinger dives it in deep. Griffin drives deeper into the corner, and Ryan Griffin's gonna stick it out off of turn number 4 and take the race lead back from Jake Baskinger. What a response back from the Dodge. And Ryan Griffin back up to the point, and really Will Goss playing the big factor in terms of navigating around lap traffic. And Griffin now just stuck behind Will Goss, but he pulled the same car that Baskinger did earlier that lap, really the preceding lap. And just like that, Griffin back to the point. Dejon Weeks in third as Jack Halleck's trying to get out of harm's way, as Luke Martin getting swarmed by Dodd, Demax, Lamas, Rodriguez, and others here, as Cody Lamas now going to the outside. John Art full on head of steam. DJ Curtis, oh man, contact off of 4. They saved it off the corner, and Jesse Turner had to check up. I'm surprised he didn't weave down at the bottom of the racetrack with such a huge run he had in his hands. But Cody Lamas going to be the big loser out of this one, with Jack Halleck holding him up on the outside groove. But man, close calls all around. Ryan Griffin though in the lead. Dejon Weeks having a splendid race with Luke Martin teammate in that 4th position. CM Racing having all their cars in the top 10 so far. Rodriguez though getting pressured by John Art, but Art has to back off the gas. Cody Lamas though, he's going to utilize the outside line. Turner's going to try and chop him off, but he's not going to be able to. Now Curtis goes all the way down the bottom, using the apron this time around. And Lamas, oh, they're going to go 4 wide down the front stretch. Lamas up top, Turner up top, Art in the middle, and Curtis on the bottom. Who's going to make it stick? And everybody kept it clean. Turner's going to be the big winner off of this, but Lamas might be 2 off of turn 2, as now he's got the outside line momentum. Great racing towards the top 10. This has really been the highlights to showcase in this race. Lamas, though, can he get the power down off of turn number 4? Turner still putting the fight back, while Dodd is still going at it with Matthew Rodriguez up in front of him. But Lamas is going to get him across the strike, while you see Rodriguez trying to clear Chris Dodd into turn number 1 on the inside groove. Can he get there with a slider in the corner? Yes, he can. Matt Rod up towards that 6th position, now having to chase down his teammate for a top 5 run. Lamas, though, able to clear Jesse Turner, defend him off for the 8th position. So far, so good for Ryan Griffin. He's extending the gap to Jake Baskinger's number 97. While you see Weeks and Martin in 4th, the battle for 5th heats up. Demax feeling the pressure from Don, and Don doing everything he can to try and get that 10 car out of shape. And Matthew Rodriguez, as an owner, not liking his teammate being raced too hard by Don. That could have been a wreck waiting to happen. But Demax, though, holding his ground, defending for his dear life in that 5th position. Rodriguez, though, he's trying to put himself into the top 5. This is a great points day for Matt Rod here, especially where he is in the standings. He comes into this race as the points leader, so Rodriguez trying to keep that consistency going and really trying to up the ante in terms of consistency, as Cody Lamas now reeling in the 9, the 44, and the 10 abound. Turner coming into the mix here, as well as Arndt and Curtis, and you really got rid of that top 4. This would be an amazing battle for the win here. Dodd now looking to the bottom this time around. He's going to get experimental into turn number 1. Turner's looking to the bottom of Cody Lamas as well. In car number 17, Matt Rod gonna slide up the hill just a tad there. He's gonna file in behind his teammate Cody Lamas, though, joining into the picture. He's been as confident as ever. I think that winless streak being snapped has really brought a new horizon for this Ford team of Bound and Curtis Racing, really exceeding their expectations. They came into the season not expecting to win, but they've already gotten 2 wins on their plate. Turner, though, that team has also been looking very hot on the radar with 3 of their cars in championship contention. John Arndt, though, looking to the top side, squeezing the issue, making it 3 wide in the first corner. Curtis goes to the middle, looking for the air and trying to find something with that 8 car here with a late lunge in this race. As we get closer and closer to the end, you see there we have 7 laps to go in this race. Ryan Griffin up front with Jake Baskinger in the 2nd spot. Weeks having to get around lap traffic. Looks like he might do so flawlessly there. That is for the 3rd spot. But now Julio Caesar getting in the way, it looks like, or the 37 of Tip Foster getting in the way, excuse me. And Eric DeMax, though, he's just getting plummeted by a bunch of drivers behind him. They're all hungry for that top 5 here today. Cody Lamas, Matthew Rodriguez, there's John Arndt. He might actually be used as a pick. Curtis might use him as a pick there with that 37, but he actually moves out of the way. Arndt actually is going to follow behind that 37, so that might help the 8 car out a little bit here coming into turn 3. And Arndt checking up. Oh man, that's actually a really bad checkup for John Arndt. That's going to cost him a lot of spots. Curtis, big run off of turn number 4. Turner was using the bottom, Lamas was using the bottom, and so was Matt Rod here. And really, this has just been an intense battle. Great battles abound, and I've said that so many times, and I'll reiterate it for the purpose of this, but a lot of championship contenders running so close together in this race, so we haven't really seen many crucial mistakes when it came to pit stops, but some of them have plummeted back. We noted Ryan Acosta falling outside the top 10 being one of them there. Curtis, one of the long shots coming into this race. There's Eric DeMax, he's trying to gain some lost ground. And there you see Matt Rodriguez there. He is just looking to keep that going. Really, if you keep that consistency going, you are in good shape for this championship. And Matthew Rodriguez still looking for that very first championship. Back up front, though, you see DeMax getting reeled in. As we noted, Luke Martin not really able to catch much on Dejan Weeks, but Weeks actually really catching the top 2 here. So this could get spicy here with 4 more laps in the making. Ryan Griffin, the hometown hero, can he pull it off? He's got a handful of laps to do so. Jake Baskinger, though, he's willing to spoil the party. Dejan Weeks has come out of nowhere. His car has come to life these past couple laps, and can see him racing fine victory lane once again. They've been dominant in Hardee's. They're finding the dominance here in the Sony Cup Series as of recent as well. They're coming towards lap traffic. Zachary Fitzwater with the right side damage earlier in the race. Caleb Hoffman in the way in the 98. And then you also have Alexander Rose, number 05. So how will Ryan Griffin navigate through the traffic? This will be the big part that Ryan Griffin's going to have to commit. He's going to have to nail this perfectly if he wants to get this race win. 2 more laps this time around. Griffin migrates to the top side here. Baskinger, where will he go? He's actually going to stay towards the middle groove this time around, and Griffin's kind of boxed in here. Fitzwater gets out of the way of Baskinger. Oh, he kind of side drafts that 97 for a tad, but Griffin, where will he go? Inside, outside? That's going to be the big question. Baskinger, though, he's going to go the higher groove. Griffin checks up. Here comes Weeks off of 4. He's going to have a huge shot at that 97. And now, coming to the white flag. 1 more lap to go here at Michigan. Griffin, Baskinger, Weeks your top 3. Into turn number 1 for the final time. Baskinger dives it into the corner. Weeks just hoping these two both make a mistake so he can capitalize off of turn 2. And now down the backstretch, they're going to go. All 3 of them shuffled behind the 2 lap cars of Hoffman and Rowe. Both of them trying to stay on the lead lap. Into turn number 3 and 4, Griffin checks up, Baskinger checks up, Weeks gets a good run off of turn 4, and coming off the final corner, the battle for second rages on, but it's Ryan Griffin that's gonna win here at Michigan, his first win of the season, and after a drought we saw from this year, the struggles that AFRT has gone through with this 43 team, Ryan Griffin has finally pulled it off this year. A dominating season last year is a big contrast to this year's season where he's yet to find victory lane, but tonight's the night for Ryan Griffin. The slipper still fits for that 43 team, and Ryan Griffin back to his winning ways. A lot of people were scared of where Ryan Griffin will end up. We know he's going to Rodriguez next year, but even so, that winning speed that we've seen from AFRT with Acosta has been applied to that 43 team as well. Dejan Weeks, what a run, second place for him. Baskinger third. Luke Martin, fantastic effort in fourth. Matthew Rodriguez in fifth, there he is. DJ Curtis just short of a top 5-6. Jesse Turner seventh. Eric DeMax eighth. Cody Lamas ninth. And Chris Dodd rounds out your top 10. Great racing within the top 10 abound. That's pretty much what was the show today, but it was really the Ryan Griffin, Jesse Turner, and Jake Baskinger show here today. But it came down to Ryan Griffin and Baskinger, and Dejan Weeks, give him a couple more laps, he probably would have spoiled the party at the end, and it looks like Turner got some damage, might have ran into the back of somebody. But more or less though, what a fun race to watch here. Thank you all for watching. We'll take you to the rest of the race results. The standings will be in the Discord, so keep in mind that for next time I will put them in here, but for the sake of time, we thank you.